this show, The Manscaped Landscape, as we talk about the men's health trends making headlines and filling up social media feeds, let's talk about height. According to the CDC, the average height for a man is 5'9". Shocking, right? Being tall, obviously often associated with status, with wealth, with attractiveness. And to reach that, some men are paying a lot of money to undergo leg lengthening surgery. Gained popularity in recent years, and this has been around, but it is really taking off. The trend was recently featured on the Impact by Nightline special, Short Kings, the big business of getting tall. Take a look.
When you describe a handsome guy, what do you say? Tall, dark, and handsome. Right? Tall is the first thing.
It's definitely harder out there for shorter men. I will say that with 100% certainty.
The whole thing isn't as crazy as it sounds. In fact, doctors have been doing it for decades.
All right, just have a seat here, Jerry.
This guy right here, known casually as Dr. D, has done hundreds of them.
It's like the animal kingdom, right? The bigger lion or the bigger the bears, they have this primal instinct of just being more powerful. And I think that translates to humans as well.
Fascinating, right? Well, that was Dr. Kevin Debbie Pershard, Dr. D, who goes by his name there, and is a Harvard-trained orthopedic surgery specialist who conducts cosmetic leg lengthening surgeries using innovative technology and advanced techniques to help patients to realize their ideal stature. And joining us via Skype from Florida is Tyler, who nearly a year and a half ago underwent leg lengthening surgery and is a patient of Dr. D. Welcome to our show. Thank you both for joining us. So I like real conversations, and so in the commercial break, I said to Dr. D, my husband is like 5'5". And you said, oh, I didn't know that. And I said, yes, he bagged a winner, and he's short. So I feel like it is, but to your point, it's an interesting conversation because I do wear flats more often.
Yep.
When we take photos together, if you see a few of my husband's pictures we often position him in front because if I'm in front, I look even taller. But it did not, for me, impact what I saw as somebody I wanted to even have a child with. My son may be short. I don't know because I'm only, I guess, 5'7". But this is a real, heartfelt challenge for some people and something that they talk to you about every day.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, the growth in popularity in cosmetic limb lengthening has certainly grown, and I think there's lots of motivations. I think sometimes it's looking at maybe romantically, looking at trying to attract the opposite sex potentially, but as well as just an investment in yourself. I mean, right? I mean, I think there is this translation that taller and height is this position of power in some ways, right? So.
Well, to your point, and Tyler, we want to bring you in on this. I do want to make the point because, I mean, obviously people still gasp when you say leg lengthening, but is it different from a BBL? Is it different from breast augmentation?
Yeah, I do think it falls in that realm. I think that now that we have more advances in technology, the complication rates and the risks with this type of surgery has drastically reduced. Yeah. We just recently came out with a new implant last month, actually, that will allow full weight bearing.
How does it work?
The surgery itself works by implanting a device into the hollow part of your bone.
What is the device?
The device is an intramedullary nail, so it goes inside of the hollow part of the actual thigh bone, which is your femur, or the lower leg bone, your tibia. It then responds to a remote control called an ERC device that you then go home with, and you push the button, and you slowly grow length. So you could actually re-engage with the newer implant technology that allows for more weight bearing. You could re-engage back into doing your normal job and just take your remote control with you and slowly advance the length. You grow approximately about 1 millimeter a day.
A day?
Correct, which is about 25 days to get an inch.
Tyler, we have before and after pictures of you. You were originally 5'7", and you gained 3 inches with the surgery. You are now 5'10". The surgery was how long?
The surgery took 1 day, and then, the recovery over the weekend. Shortly after surgery, I was up and walking. I would say it has boosted my confidence. I'm, happily married, and I have a great, successful career. So I didn't really have those aspects that influenced my decision. I think, deep down, who wouldn't want to be taller? And there weren't a whole lot of reasons not to do it for me.
Wow. I mean, I have so many thoughts. What are the risks here? Even with the modern technology, Dr. D, what are the obvious risk people should consider?
I mean, like any other surgery, there's risk to surgery, right? There's risk to anesthetic, risk to medical complications around the surgery itself. Unique to this surgery, there is issues with that potential implant failure while you're going through the procedure, but that risk is still relatively low. Even with the older implant, that risk was about 2%. Overall, looking at our data over the last 10 years, I would say that the risk is about 3% overall for patients. I think with this newer technology, though, with these stronger implants allowing patients to fully be able to weight bear, we're going to see less and less of this as we kind of move forward.
Does insurance cover this? $70,000.
It is very expensive surgery, and that's partially due to the technology itself. The implants themselves are extremely expensive, and these implants are actually used for other things, right? We use them to fix deformities in kids. We use them to fix injuries in trauma patients. If you have cancers and you have to have a segment of your leg removed, we can grow back that leg. So that's really what the premise of doing this surgery is. However, over the last few years, we have seen a growth in this idea of cosmetic lengthening.
Tyler, I have a pressing question, though. Now that you're a couple of inches taller, what do you do with your pants? Because, I mean, your clothes are shorter now. I mean, it's like you spent $70,000 on surgery. Now you got to buy a whole new wardrobe.
Yeah.
A whole new wardrobe.
See, I knew it.
Yeah. I actually laugh. I wouldn't have had a suit to come to the show had I been in person.
Well, okay, happy shopping. If it makes you happy, it makes everybody else happy. It's my philosophy. So thank you so much for sharing your journey. Thank you, Dr. D.
Thank you.
And you can watch the Impact by Nightline special, Short Kings, The Big Business of Getting Tall. It is streaming on Hulu.